Today, I'm going to take you through Xailient Console version 2. After you log into Xailient Console, you now see a Getting Started guide. Now, this is helpful particularly if you're logging in for the first time, or if you are new to visual AI, or if you're training your first AI model. Now, Xailient Console is designed to help you in all the stages, from preparing your dataset to deploying and monitoring your AI. In the dashboard, we've added a quick start section right at the top. Now, upload, dataset, and train AI models are the most frequently used features in the past, so they are just one click away now. In the dashboard, now you can also see your recent datasets, your recent models, and your recent devices. These are all empty at the moment because I've not uploaded my dataset, neither have I trained my model or deployed to any of my devices. So let's come back to this later. On the left side of the page, you can see a navigation menu. This menu is visible from all the pages, and it can be collapsed as well. Today, I'll take you through all the steps from uploading a dataset to deploying your AI model. The very first step to train your AI model is to prepare your dataset. Now, in the dataset navigation menu, there are three options. You can add a new dataset, you can view datasets that you have uploaded in the past, or you can view the preloaded datasets that are ready to use. Now, let's go ahead and add a dataset. To add a new dataset to the console, there are two steps. First, you need to add training images, and then you need to upload a label file. There are a couple of things you want to keep in mind while preparing your dataset and label files. The image file names must only contain alphabetic and numeric characters. Special characters such as hyphen, underscore, and full stop is allowed, but make sure that the file name does not contain any white space or any other special characters. The image must be a .png or .jpeg format. All images must be zipped into a single zip file with .zip extension, and the label file must be a comma-separated CSV file. Now, let's upload our dataset. Now, please make sure you leave the browser open till the upload is completed. Then, upload your label file. Once the label file upload is completed, Xailient Console will perform some sanity checks to make sure that your dataset and label files are usable. It checks if there are some images that have corresponding labels and vice versa. If the check passed successfully without any error or warning, it will automatically be added to the list of datasets that are ready to use. Now, if the dataset sanity check passed with some warnings, it will be labeled as partial success and a warning message will be displayed. You can either fix your dataset and label file, or you can approve the dataset acknowledging that you want to proceed with this dataset, ignoring the warnings. Now, but if the check failed, an error message will be displayed. In this case, you will need to fix the error before you use the dataset. Now, when a dataset is ready to use, you can view its statistics in detail. You can see the distribution of images across the classes, distribution of bounding box dimensions, and some interesting photometric distributions to understand what your dataset looks like. Now, with this new version of the UI, you can also preview the datasets with the bounding boxes overlaid. Now, another cool feature is the ability to create a subset of datasets. For example, if you have a dataset of cars and it contains images of cars that are close to the camera as well as further away from the camera, and you want to train a model to only detect cars that are closer to the camera, you can adjust this sliding bar to view the bounding boxes overlaid change in real time. Now, when you're happy, you can save this as a new data set. Now let's move on to training AI model. Training AI model is just 3 steps away. First, you need to select one or multiple datasets to train on. You can choose from a list of preloaded datasets, or you can use your own dataset. Step 2 is to select the classes you want to train on. And step 3 is to select the training configuration. Selective attention is a single class object detection model. That's all there is, and you can begin the training. Once training begins, you can check its status on the View AI Models page. When your AI model is successfully trained, it is highly recommended that you check its performance. That way you know if you need to retrain your AI with more data or if it is ready to deploy. Now there are 3 ways you can evaluate its performance on Xailient Console. First is to visually see how it performs on held out images. Click on the model name and scroll down. You can click on individual images to see the ground truth bounding boxes and predictions made by this model. You can also download the prediction and the ground truth as CSV if you want to perform further evaluation using your own code. Second way is to see its evaluation results. If you have 2 or more similar models, you can even compare these results side by side and see which one performs better. Third way is to see how your AI performs on a wild video that matches your use case. You can either upload a new video or select from existing videos to process. Now, once you're happy with your model's performance, you can deploy it to your device. Xailient Console allows you to build a deployable SDK for your targeted device. Now, you can click on Build SDK for your model, select your deployment device type, and click Build. Yes, it's that simple. When the SDK is ready, you can either download for installation or copy the download link to install directly to your deployment device. The copy option is particularly helpful if you're connected to your deployment device remotely via SSH. Now, the SDKs are built in Python and C++, so you can choose either depending upon your requirement. Today, I will download the Python version of the SDK to deploy to my Raspberry Pi 3B+. I will pip install and paste the copied download link. I will activate my license. I will now run the sample code. Once you have deployed your AI to your device and used it, you will be able to see the device on the devices page of the console. You can view the model you have deployed, the architecture of the device you have deployed to, and the number of frames that have been processed so far. We also have some pre-trained models available for which you can build an SDK and deploy to your device. Here we have a link to our documentation page. We have links for support. So if you discover any bug, you can report from here. If you face any issues or need assistance, you can email us at support@xailient.com or join our Discord group for a discussion. Thanks for joining.